Listen, guys. I've had enough of what is going on in Nigeria. We all celebrating. A lot of people are celebrating. What happened to Hushpuppi is something that we all have to always be against. We speak the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's what people say. If you don't speak the truth, it's very hard for you. I'm telling you now. We all have to rise up and say no to crime. When there's any crime, you always have to say, I don't want it. Let the truth reign, We want the truth, we want people to enjoy the truth, we want people to be able to live life. Crime should not be part of the youth. Youth, you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. Nobody loves crime. Crime does not develop a nation. The truth of this crime is that no matter how you commit it, one day you'll be fished out. So what is the use? You become a nuisance. You start from crash again. Hushpuppi today, you see, it's so disappointing, because if somebody will have such a mindset or have such a brain to extract such a big money, then you can equally do something good with those brain, with your mouth. But we Africans sometimes we utilize our brain in a negative way instead of a positive way. That's why we have to stand strong against crime. That youth should use their brain for something good. And you, when you see crime, please condemn it. Don't think because, oh yeah, he has some little money, you want to be like him. No, don't do that. Be like him if he's kind of somebody who innovated something that the world will use, or something that will help the community. Not a criminal. Don't always desire to be a criminal. Criminal is not a good thing. It kills nation. It doesn't bring development to Nigeria. Nigeria is not developing today because of criminal. Because of the governors are criminal, the presidents are criminal, the senators are criminal, and the house members are criminal. You can't today just be elected officer within 2 months, within 1 year, you own everything. That's money. You stole money. How much are they paying you? How much do you pay for tax? So this is something that you guys have to arise, start fighting against. I hope that the FBI will actually extend those invitation to senators and governors and freeze the accounts, foreign accounts, freeze it. Nigerian government, they really need renovation. They really need revolution in that country in order to west away those criminals, chase them away. You should stop. Scamming is not good. It's not encouraging. The arrest of Hushpuppi. Many Nigerians have a conflicting interest or populist view about that. You ask yourself, what does this represent for you as a Nigerian? In Nigeria, we find it easy to see those that extract people's money, those that extract from criminal activity. We saw them as a role model because of the cash they flex around. But you that saw them as a role model, have you asked yourself what implication does those people have in your life? Because every crime they commit, those huge amount of crime, any crime they commit has an impact in you as a woman, as a Nigerian. People will come out and defend Hushpuppi and say, well, you shouldn't laugh or you shouldn't do what because anybody can be, I said, no, don't say anybody can be. You can be, because not everybody is involved in crime. Criminal activity should be condemned by every Nigerian. Criminal activity should not be accepted in the community. When people commit crime, they should be arrested. You may think, okay, why should we arrest it? I can actually not scamming the money from Nigerians, it's scamming it from Americans. But listen, put yourself in that shoe. If it is your mom, your dad, money that are meant to be given to your mom and dad, and single individual came and took the money and waste all those money, how will you feel? Do you know the implication of crime? Because of crime implication, Nigeria today is one of the most risk countries in traveling to. And Nigerian passport is one of the worst passports you can travel outside the country with. Do you ask yourself why? This is why they need to arrest all these syndicates, those that get involved in crime, those that get involved in defrauding people. This is why they need to arrest them. Because what they do, they swim people's money. And those people that swim their money, at the end of the day, there is a statistic about them. That statistic makes them to judge you. You as a common Nigerian, when you go to apply for a visa, it takes you so much energy and so much money to get a visa. You may be innocent. You may just be going there to see the country. You may just be going there to see if you can have your breakthrough in life, or if you can do something just like any other person, travel to other countries. But because of the crime rate of Nigerians, it makes it harder for you. Those people like Hushpuppi and other senior crime syndicate, like they are, according cabals, senior crime syndicate, they cause all this thing for you. When you go to foreign countries, you find that your people are suffering. They don't give them visa because of the crime rate. You see, Nigerians, we have problem. The problem is that we refuse to tackle the matter. We refuse to tackle the source of those things. We are fighting irrelevant fights. You look at Nigeria today, a lot of politicians today are criminals. Starting from the House of Assembly member, council, governors, senators, president, they are all criminals. You know why? You see a senator, somebody who is elected today, maybe he has a one house before he got elected. Within 1 year, you find him buying the whole property in the whole area, traveling around, buying different kinds of cars. Not Nigerian question, how do you get this money? How are they paying you? You'll be surprised, many youth will see them as mentor, calling them all sorts of names, praising them in order to get maybe just a token for you to eat. These people are selling your future. You don't see the crime they commit. They are selling your future, they are selling your family future, they are selling your future children. You don't think that they have committed crime. You see all the Yahoo boys, all the scammers, collecting people's money from different kinds of trick. You guys are calling the big boys. They are not big boys. These are criminals. I know Nigerians are either Christian, majority Christian, or majority Muslim. You go to church every day. You pray that God should, eliminate the enemy. God should not cause you to be a victim. God should do that. God should do that for you. But who are the victims? Hushpuppi is among the victims. They swing people millions of dollars. Not only him, a lot of people like that swing something millions of dollars. It's good time we fish them out. Not only to fish them out, it's time also to fish your governors, your senators, your house members out. Criminality should not be conducted. Anybody that is criminal, don't see those people as a mentor. That's why you don't need to. It's very hard for you to pick somebody in Nigeria as a mentor. I'm not buying the idea that people say you should empathize with him, or people say, oh, this and that. Hey, listen, these guys, they took money that belongs to families. Most people, you don't know. Okay, from what I'm hearing, it's around $100 million. $100 million that are meant for this particular time of COVID-19 that many families are suffering. Money that is meant to share for the families. Single-handed, maybe three of them or two of them, they took this money. Something that meant for thousands of people. 2 people took it, and what did he do with it? He went and buy shoes, he buy cars, he stay in a hotel. Is that not greediness? Is that this kind of person you want to see as your role model? Where is your moral? Where is your decency? How do you want to see criminals that swing people's millions of dollars? And you want to see them as a big boy. You want to praise them. You want to get fair share of this. Do you know if you see crime, keep quiet. You're actually part and parcel of that crime. You have to speak out. Those people that they took their money, you have to call those your friends. If you know any of them, tell them what you are doing is not good. I'm telling you now, you may think that, okay, it's taking it from the Europeans, it's taking it from the Americans, it's taking it from wherever. It's not you. I'm telling you, those money they are taking from people, indirectly affecting you yourself. When you go to take a visa, you may be an innocent guy that you don't have parents that travel, but these people, they judge you based on those people's crime. They tell you that Nigerians are fraudsters. You haven't committed crime. Look at me. You haven't committed crime in your life, but somebody's telling you that Nigerians are fraudsters. How did they get those statistics? Because of what your brothers or somebody who calls himself Nigeria have done before. So you have to understand the correlation between innocent citizens. That's why you have to join hand and wipe it away. And don't tell me that these people, they took your things, they do this and do that. Nobody took your thing. If you want to talk about that, I can take you back to history. They exploit your nation. They didn't exploit your nation. Your governors, your president, your senators allowed them to do that. If they put law in place, those people will follow the law. But if they follow the law, those people will find their way to get those things they want. If it is to get bribe, then they do the bribe. But if they put the law in place that if you bribe somebody, you go in prison, then these people will not do that. If they try you to put them in the prison because they have break the law of the land. So I'm telling you guys today, what happened to Hushpuppi? We should, as a Nigerian, be wishing many criminals like them be fished out. You don't want them in your community. Let me tell you, all these guys have been scamming people millions of dollars. What have you used those money to do? How many companies did Hushpuppi have in Nigeria? How many people have he helped in Nigeria? But do you know how he wrote the name of the country? So this is why you guys, everybody have to join hands. I can't sympathize with criminals because what happened, they are very heartless. They kill families, they render families useless. Money that meant for the public, 3 individuals took the money and wasted it. Maybe they party in hotels, go around the world, do whatever they do. Why the individuals that are meant to use the money to survive dies of hunger, dies of less, no good medical facility. Look at Nigeria today. A lot of senators driving 4, 5 cars, 6 cars, 7 cars, driving around the world. Why those people that need the money are at home dying? Your mom is sick today. She cannot go to good hospital because some politician took the money, only him and his family, to West. You yourself, you wanted to travel to overseas, maybe you want to see other countries and come back. You can't do that because they label you as a criminal, they label you as a scammer. Then you have to prove yourself. Why should you prove yourself? You should be there and go there and they treat you as individual, not for you to come and prove yourself. Like, if you're in the Western world, if you're having Western world passport, you can see you travel easily. Because of what the government have actually structured the country the way it's supposed to be. If you commit crime, you go in prison. So this is how country need to work. So I'm encouraging the youth, don't just see people as a role model. Be able to stand in the truth. When crime is committed, always stand to fish out the crime. Because if you keep quiet or supporting crime or empathizing so much, you yourself indirectly will be a victim one day. You see, these people, you cannot travel today because of what these people are doing. I felt, when I used to use Nigerian passport, I felt like, you go some places, people will just see and say, go, 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 go. You ask them why. Have I taken your thing before? They tell you no, but I saw in news that Nigerians did this, Nigerians do that. You yourself, you'll be ashamed. You'll be ashamed. You'll be really literally ashamed of what somebody is telling you that Nigeria did this, Nigeria did that. To me, I actually be praying that all these criminals should be fished out. Youth, I'm telling you today, if you're telling me that your government, this government, that, listen, we fight the wrong fight. You have your ministers, you have your governors, you have your president. Youth, you are meant to go and protest against them. You are meant to instigate those things that will make them to stop. Don't stop taking people's money. They don't take your money, you are taking other people's money. If you are anyhow supporting crime today, I believe after listening to my voice, you will have change of mind. How many people have crime supported in your community? All those Yahoo boys that make this, all you can see them is to buy wine and throw it in the streets. Go to party, wear half-naked clothes, that's all. There's no company set up by these people. There's no industry set up by these people. All they do, they roll the life of youth. A little Nigerian today, instead of you going to school, you wanted to make money overnight. You saw somebody who is almost 50 years, controlling maybe some money. You want to be like him when you were like 14 years. You never compare your age with that person. Look at Hushpuppi. As intelligent, he looked like an intelligent guy. If he calm down and with his clique and organize something, they can actually have breakthrough in life. But they choose to go into crime. So we say no to crime. In fact, it's good for you to dub in anybody. What I mean dub in is it's good for you to tell intelligent officers any criminal you saw around you. You shouldn't be part of it. Tomorrow you go to church and pray, or you go to Muslim and mosque and pray that God should bless you. God should take you away from your enemy. God should not let the enemy to see you. But you know what? You are here supporting the enemy. Say, oh, why would they shouldn't arrest Hushpuppi, this and that. Hey, brother, if they arrest him and they find him guilty, he should spend years. He should spend years in prison, because you commit crime, you know the consequence before you commit crime. Why I'm saying this today is that hopefully our YouTube guys will listen and do the right thing. Thank you. Lord, the future you see.